Today, we're going to be talking about the key marketing metrics that you need to be tracking in order to grow your business. So listen, marketing is one of the key skills that any entrepreneur needs to nail down in order to have a successfully growing and thriving business. If your customers or clients don't know about you, they can't find you, they can't work with you, it's really, really hard to get your business off the ground, scaled up, making money, and that's what we want you to do. And listen, if you're not doing marketing the right way and you're not tracking your metrics, you can spend a lot of time and money and wasted effort on marketing efforts that go nowhere and don't get you an ROI. And instead, we want to be doing this the right way. We want to be doing marketing in a way that actually brings more business in the door than it costs and is worth your time to do. So we do that by tracking it and analyzing our metrics. I know I just made that sound really exciting. It's really nerdy. It's really boring. But if you like data like me, then you're going to be into this. Let's talk about how to do it right now. The first thing I want you to realize is that every business is going to be tracking metrics a little bit differently, right? So depending on the type of business you have, are you a product or a service company, you're going to be tracking different metrics. You're going to be tracking them differently. Let's say you are selling something that's really expensive. Maybe you have a car dealership and you're selling cars, something that relies on a salesperson to actually do the selling. Well, in that case, you're going to be tracking sales metrics right along with your marketing metrics. But if you're selling something where somebody could just go on a website and click and buy a t-shirt or a mug or something like that, then your metrics are going to be a little simpler. It's going to be a little easier. But there are things that all businesses need to track. And so we're just going to go over a couple of them right now today. So the first metric that every business needs to be tracking is the CPL, and that stands for the cost per lead. And I know you've probably heard this before, but the cost per lead, in case you haven't, is just how much does it cost to get somebody into your marketing funnel, which means I just have their information. I know that they're interested. So if I have an email address or I have a name and a phone number or I have anything like that where I can start to just say, okay, this is a person that I can reach back out to in some way, then they are a lead and they are in the door. I need to know exactly how much it costs me on average to get every single lead. So when I'm first starting out, all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my total marketing spend, let's say for a month, for 3 months, something like that, the period that I'm tracking for, and I'm just going to divide it by how many leads came in. As I'm tracking this, I want to actually do this daily. So how much did I spend every day and how many leads came in that day? And then I'm going to look at the average over a period of time, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, to get that average cost per lead. And then of course I want to start to work to get that down. But every business, regardless of what kind of business you have, should be tracking your CPL, your cost per lead. The second metric that every business needs to be tracking is your CPA. That's your cost per acquisition, or how much does it cost to actually convert a customer? What does it cost to get somebody in the door? Because for every lead that you have, maybe 10% of them actually convert, maybe one of 100 converts, I don't know. It depends on the business, depends on what you're doing. But you need to know how much does it cost me in marketing spend to get a new customer, and is that acceptable, right? So if I'm selling something that costs $10, then I probably don't want to spend more than $1 or $2 to get that customer to actually buy that thing. But if I'm selling something that costs $10,000 and it costs me, $300, $400, $500 to get a customer to buy that thing, well, I'm still in the money. That's still great. So I want to be checking that CPA no matter what the business model is. Very key metric to know. Now, depending on your funnel and the type of business, like I said, you're going to be tracking several different types of metrics in between, and that's going to vary wildly. I can't go over exactly what metric every type of business is going to be tracking, but I can tell you that what we want to do is we want to set up tracking for every single action that a customer takes or a potential customer or client takes between when they first know about you and between when they actually convert. So your CPL is first, and then your CPA is over here, and then there's going to be all of these metrics in between for every action that they need to take, right? So like one of the funnels that I have running right now for the service, my consulting services, is a digital webinar funnel that goes from a Facebook ad to a webinar that people watch, and then they book a call, and then they talk to me, and then, if it makes sense for them, then we start to work together. So I'm tracking metrics on how many people see that ad, how many people click on that ad, of the people that click on that ad, how many people watch the webinar, of those people, how many people actually book a call with me, of the people that I actually talk to, how many of those people are actually a good fit or a qualified lead, and of those people, how many of those people actually convert. And then I can back all the way out and say, okay, what did I spend on Facebook ads in the first place? So what was my cost per lead? What was my cost to collect their email? And then what was my cost per acquisition? How much did I spend on ads for every one person that I actually started to work with and signed as a new client, right? So that's what I want to be thinking about. And the name of the game for all of this, guys, is just to optimize, right? Because once your marketing gets more sophisticated, by the way, you're going to be doing this for every single marketing channel. I just described one marketing channel, one marketing funnel. That's for one service that we do. We have many. That's for one of our services. That's one channel, Facebook ads for one service. But for every channel that I have and for every service that I have, I'm tracking the metrics and I'm tracking different metrics. That way I can compare and I can say, well, it cost me, X dollars to get somebody converted on Facebook, but it cost me Y dollars to get somebody converted on LinkedIn. And then, okay, well, if LinkedIn is doing better for that type of customer, maybe I want to put more of my money into LinkedIn and maybe less in Facebook, or vice versa, or whatever. So as this gets sophisticated and as you start to add marketing channels and service lines, you're going to be tracking for every single individual one of those so that you can start to look at your big picture and optimize. Guys, we want to optimize our marketing spend, which means we're spending more on the things that work and obviously less or nothing on the things that don't work. And the only way to know that is to track it over time. If you're doing this right, you're going to have lots of cool data to analyze. That way you can see what works, what doesn't. If you've got a funnel going, you can see which piece might be broken or which piece might not be working as well as you want, and start to make micro tweaks so that that piece is better and the entire cost goes down for your acquisition. So that's it for today, guys. Hope you learned something. If you have anything that you want to talk about or ask more about marketing metrics, go ahead and drop me a comment below. Love to hear from you. Love to talk to you. Want to have a dialogue about this, and I can nerd out on marketing all day. So that's that was a high level overview for what we have time to do in a YouTube video, but I can get real nerdy if you want to get real nerdy on it. So listen, if you like this video, go ahead and click subscribe. We're coming a couple times a week with different free business tips for you guys. And also I've got a new free training. So if you want to look in the comments in the description, there's a link. Free training for queer entrepreneurs, just about how to thrive in this weird, crazy economic climate that we're in. Would love it if you would check that out. So listen, guys, I know that you can do this. I know there's a lot to this, but it's nerdy, but it's fun, and it will help you spend money in the right way and get to the right people and help more people faster if you learn how to do this. So go out there, get it, let it shine, and I will talk to you next time.